What you're about to witness is one of the best nuke setups I've ever seen. Literally no room to stop that nuke. Alright, good day everyone. My name's Corn. Welcome to another episode of High Elo Heist, and in these videos we'll be talking about the thought process of the games and the opponents I play against. This match today I'm sharing with you is also a very lucky lobby I happened to jump into, playing with some really good players. And I recall like about 2 weeks ago, there was a guy called Along Came a Spider. He asked for, hey, do you have any updated Marine Stryker decks? And at the time I didn't really give much thought about it because I obviously like the last time we had a balance patch was like almost 2 months ago or something. But recently we had a patch and I've been playing Marine Stryker more often than not. And one of the main reasons is that either my friends vote for Baltisk or my opponents vote for Baltisk, or everyone votes for Baltisk. It's a community favorite, and so there we have it. This is what we're going to be doing, or like what I'm going to be talking about for the majority of today. I'm going to be talking about Stryker Marines on Baltisk. Normally I go to A cap, but today Blade and his friends said, hey, we're going to A and B, man. Like, you want to go C instead? So yeah, here I am. I'm going C. And luckily for me, we spawned on the north side, which is also the better side with all of these skyscrapers. And obviously I'm not that experienced with this flank also. I play C most of the time. And I probably will post another video about me playing the A flank. But the problem is I play Baltiisk so much that I have way too many replays to cover. So obviously I could do like one video for each Baltiisk match I play, which would be okay, you know. But on the other hand, I don't feel like the content would be too condensed. So what I could do instead was is make an entire video of different replays of me playing on this map. If you guys want that, then or honestly, I feel like that's the way to do it. Anyways, back to the topic of playing Stryker Marines on this map. A couple reasons. First is that you have many tools for me grinding. You have Marine straws in the AMPV. You have a bit of weapon teams, which is the troopers or the cat teams, depending on which one you like. You can also arrive at the field faster or as fast as your opponent, because at the end of the day, this is a small map. You have amphibious vehicles that can attempt to cross the or like get on or just basically start swimming. And you have it's a very action-packed map, I must say. Maybe that's why people love playing it so much. It's just a complete fist fight over a small area of the map. For the Americans, usually they can take control of the island. I would be surprised if they don't. But that's also where Russia does better at this. Is better in a 5v5. They when it comes to US versus Russia, I personally think that US is better playing in 1v1, while Russia is much better when you have like more of your players or like teammates playing together. As you could see earlier, our opponent started the match by launching 2 ballistic missiles, already blowing up one of the high-rise buildings. And if you ask me about it, like why they're doing that, for actually just one reason, really. You might think that, hey, but if a high-rise is destroyed, then surely it would provide no cover, right? It wouldn't be able to, like the units inside it wouldn't be able to take less damage. That is actually not true. If regardless of the building being destroyed or not, it still provides cover to the infantry inside. The only change to it is that it loses the line of sight that it used to have. For example, it's a tall building, right? It's not a skyscraper, but it's a tall building. It's got maybe a couple dozen floors or stories, and it would have a good line of sight. But once it's destroyed, its height basically gets halved, and you no longer have the good line of sight that you can put weapon teams in. And that's also why on seaside, I still believe that it does really favor my side of the map. What we're doing here is we're basically just opening up with a couple weapon teams and a bunch of snipers. We want to set up that recon as soon as possible. And on top of that, my opponent isn't really coming to C yet. They're actually playing around A and B while we take control over the other sides of the map. And as you can see here, our setup is pretty, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but at least it's set up for now. We have recon, we have defenses, we even have a couple ATGM trucks, and yeah, we pretty much know where all our stuff should be going. And right now we should probably just be coming over and helping our friends out here in A and B, because it's even though it is a 3v3, if something's not happening on my flank, I should probably be going over. That being said, this Fighting Falcon plane isn't... I don't really have a good enough target to actually strike. They're also like 2 S300s, and yeah, like I changed my attack route at the end of the attack run, and actually I get clipped by the... I just lose the plane completely. Yeah, not ideal. Well, so what we have now is that I just figured, okay, if my flank is empty, then maybe I should go sneak up a little bit, you know? Try to do some stuff. And now we finally actually face our opponents. My opponent is a VDV guy. He's using the BMD4s. And the current meta of the game for Russia now is that now that Coastal's been nerfed a little bit, people have kind of started to resort back to playing VDV guards, and the main reason being it's just very solid. Not only is it a really good deck in general, I mean, it's never been weak. It's also because they kind of did nerf the cruise missiles from Coastal. So what you have left is basically, okay, well, yeah, people still play Coastal, as you could see earlier, like that Tu-22M3 just nuked, just cruise missile that building with the troopers in it. I probably should have reacted sooner, or I could have had the CRAM. Wait, where's my CRAM? Okay, it's probably gone. I thought it was there, but considering it's a 90-point squad, it's whatever, man. It's a very cheap squad, and I'm not really paying much for it. And because we have these high rises, we can basically use all of these buildings here to our advantage. I actually dodged a shell there. Just scout around here, because I know that if he's pushing in, I would be able to scout it before he does, before he knows where I am. I'm also pretty certain that because I arrived to the front very soon, he would only have probably like a couple glimpses of where my units are. Like first we see a Spetsnaz here with this Stryker RV, and then we just start shooting it basically. And that's another team over there on the left. So we know, like, yeah, there are some Spetsnaz, VDV Spetsnaz around here, but not that much. Oh, there's actually 3 now. Those are the AT Spetsnaz, which have a very long-range ATGM, not ATGM, a rocket launcher, which is great at dealing against, great at dealing with not tanks, but at least harassing them, or light vehicles like my Stryker RV. So right now this guy is actually suffering quite a bit. We're gonna have to send it back to repair. We actually do get something with that. With that F-35, and oh yeah, right after we a lot of things happening here. Like they just start cruise missiling random buildings, and my stuff died. So you could say that this is Baltiisk. It's a map it's not as the same as Kaliningrad, but it's still pretty much a very meat grinding map where it's a it's a game of attrition. It's like, okay, so what are you gonna do? I'm just gonna start killing you all game, and then either you hold the line or you don't, and then I take your cap. So yeah, it really is not an easy map to play, but still, I think, I don't know, it's such an action-packed map. But what our setup here is basically, you know, my thought at this moment of the game is that, okay, I know they have A and B. I probably can move over, but if I move over, then I will be sending my reinforcements here. They also have a they're very focused on artillery. As you can see, that was probably like 2 or 3 Kolitsias all the way there in the back, shooting over here earlier. So what I wanted to do instead was probably just harass his recon, make sure that he didn't spot my units, so that next time he cruise missiles, he has to cruise missile randomly. And I'm also getting my own pack, so that next time he gets cruise missiles, I at least have some kind of countermeasures to it, so I don't lose units for free. It only took me 10 minutes to do that, but it's not that bad, I suppose. So as you can see, just a javelin. Oh, smokes, okay. Just gonna keep going as we can. So I say, like I told you guys that I actually don't play C that often. This is also one of the instances where it doesn't seem natural, you know. I don't feel like my opponent's really playing this cap that much. We do spot his BMD4, and with the very good optics of my Stryker RV, we can actually kind of just kill his units, and before he actually has time to react, also get our own force recon in the middle of the map. Like, you have Spetsnaz, so do I, man. So do I. At this moment in the voice comms, one of the folks who asked for the buildings, the high-rises on their side of the map in A to actually get torn down. They actually only have 3 on that side, so considering I have like 7 or 8, I am pretty blessed. Anyways, thanks to the Stryker RV, they have really good vision to spot his units before I actually run into trouble myself. Yeah, force them out of the building. Let's get our own HIMARS. And you might think, okay, Corin, but why are you showing me this game? Like, why are you showing me this game where there's literally no action? Well, I mean, I did spoil you at the start of the match where I did get nuked. But this is a very, I would say, what I call a unique playstyle. I wouldn't say it's a must-needed way to play the game, but still, it's still very interesting, you know? Like, first of all, the pros of the VDV is that if you play VDV, you probably build your deck around those cluster cruise missiles from the Su-57, the Su-30SM, and the Su-34, these 3. The fact is, the moment that your opponent brings out, or like the US side brings out a tank, a SEP, or maybe a tank with a trophy like a FEP or V2 or V3 even, they would actually just cluster cruise it. And the next thing is, okay, so if I can kill tanks reliably, well, what do I need next? I probably need meat grinding infantry, especially on Baltisk, right? It's going to be a lot of forest fighting or just urban fighting. And so what they do is they bring Vidovitish or Desantniki. Obviously the Desantniki isn't that much of a AT team, but still, against infantry it's half decent. And for us, for them, they also just had the BMPs or the BMDs get buffed recently, which is a really good thing, you know, if you think about it. They actually can resist Stryker fire now. I mean, using Stryker as a measurement, or like the Dragoons Bushmaster 2 as a measurement to like how resilient you are to a light vehicle probably isn't the most accurate, because you still get torn apart by Bookers. That being said, if you do have three of your Booker, if you have three BMPs on top of each other, or the BMDs, then you would still be able to overwhelm a Booker at some point or force them to smoke up, which is a thing, you know, which is a thing. And right now I am microing all my units around the field for some reasons, but you could see that, you know, they are slowly accumulating units on the field, and it just feels like something's about to happen, right? They're going to push at some point, and if you think about it for long enough, then you realize, oh, the phase is about to end, and I feel like if they're going to push sometime soon, right? So, but I also know that he doesn't have Shorat, and this Super Cobra actually has toes instead of what do you call them again, Hellfires. And a good thing about this is that it's very cheap. I basically don't have to spend anything. But I'll come back to that topic later, because now is the exact same time as you saw in the opening. That's 2 MPs, another Su-57, along with the Nuke. And the Nuke comes in from the back. I actually didn't see the Nuke because there was so much stuff on my screen. There were also 2 or 3 cruise missiles on my face that landed before the Nuke came in. That Nuke actually got 1,000 points. And my front line is gone. And right when that Nuke lands, they push with 2 people. Now, obviously, this is not ideal for me. But on the other hand, well, considering there are 2 people that are currently running me over, at least that means that, okay, at least the other side has a bit of relief. But still, like, the caps, because we have the island, it's gonna be not ideal. They actually have A, B, and they're gonna take C. And this is what's gonna give them a point in the first phase. And because most of my infantry died to that Nuke, actually, the only thing left is my reinforcing Booker and also some other units. Here I use that force fire just to check distance. It's a small habit. If you guys do happen to need to know the distance of something, then force fire is your good friend. 2 other Bookers come to the rescue, but probably not enough. As you can see, those BMDs don't really cost much. Worst part of everything, my sniper actually got spotted there. I'm pretty sure he didn't really like know where it was. He just drove around and spotted it. It was fairly close to like the road, and so yeah, but on the other hand, because they did invest a lot of points into that airstrike, we actually do manage to get a couple points back on kills. The thing is, before this match, we played the exact same team. Actually, the opponents had a different guy that they claimed was a random. I don't deny it. So this game they did have a random. We did spawn the better side of Baltiisk. I just think this is a better side, but still. Wait, what was I even talking about? Oh yeah, I was just simply mentioning. Oh, okay, so they still feel very coordinated. Obviously, if you've watched enough of my videos, or you know me as a friend or whatever, I am a very solo playing guy. Like, I will probably just see something, I will see a flank, I see a guy, and I'll be like, okay, I'm just gonna 1v1 to the death. Like, I don't care about other flanks. This is how I play the game. This is that is me. That is literally me. You're just doing some cheesing, and we're gonna go back into C. I mean, we have to take it back at some point, right? They probably left some infantry in it that I really cannot deal with at the moment. But just make sure I have enough resupplies, and maybe we'll take back C eventually. At least before they can reinforce enough units. But turns out there are more Sky in here. And oops, and I'm in range of them. Time to bail out again. Get my APS charges back. And yeah, like, now we're kind of stuck. We are kind of stuck. Obviously, calling up Bookers might not have been the greatest solution to this. We do need infantry still. Obviously, we could, like, kind of just keep tanking, or like keep tanking the their RPGs, and then eventually we'll have he'll run out of RPGs, and I'll be able to fry this guy. But again, that's probably not ideal. Here our opponents were actually very smart. I actually haven't used the pen at all today yet. What they did, oops, was they had 2 Coalitias, right? Or 1. Actually, they had 2, I'm pretty sure. So they already, because the common thing that happens on this map is, allow me to just pause this really quick, is that you'd always put a sniper in this, on this ferry or that boat. And what they did is that they don't even need spotting, they just already it. And, well, I probably could have retreated if I had a 3rd man, or like I had a ranger snipers or an airborne snipers or a sniper squad with 3 man. But because it was only a 2-man, it died before I could even react. He's also pushing in with all of this, like he's trying to like extend his line of influence into these skyscrapers that he actually didn't bother destroying, because probably if he took control of it, he would want those to be high rises, which is pretty funny, you know. But still, we did end up losing a couple units, which wasn't really ideal. Had to use our own smoke on the McClick, and we do shoot the McClick out. I mean, obviously this is going to be really helpful against infantry and stuff that are entrenched in sea. Unfortunately for us, the Coalitias that are just shooting me here actually not only killed my McClick, it also crippled my Booker, which, you know, I think it's crazy how these guys are that accurate with their shells with predictions. But you know, still, like, what you gotta do after you lose snipers, like we lost 2 snipers on this flank. One was over here, the other was in those boats. You do have to get new ones, you know, you gotta get new sniper squads, and it's for a really simple reason. This is a game of attrition, and if you happen to have more points or save more points than lose units than your opponent, then when he loses something and he doesn't have something to back up, like back it up, or like have a reserve unit, like let's say another sniper squad, then he's gonna lose recon, right? If he did lose a recon, then it's kind of like a it's kind of like what would you call that? Hold on, actually forgot what it meant. It would be like a domino effect. So if you don't have recon, then you kind of start blind face checking things in tree lines or buildings, like what I'm doing right now. I actually have no recon because the nuke and the BMDs killed everything I had. But still, you know, like we just gotta crawl back from being nuked, I guess. And we have about 10 minutes of time to fix that. Obviously, there's only like probably just two guys really. Even though there are 2 guys, I say 2 guys, but it's not really a lot of units. Like these units probably in total cost like about 200 or 300 or maybe 400. Also thank my my good friend for helping me out here. And something about the this helicopter, or like the marine change, the change they did to the marine helicopter tab was was how they actually decided, okay, we're gonna give the rockets, we're gonna give them Zuni rockets. And the good thing about it is that now you can basically you can actually damage tanks now. And not only can you damage tanks, so can you like deal with infantry at a safer range, because before you only had the Hydras, and the Hydras had less range. Thankfully, my Laval deceived my opponent into thinking, oh, I would put the supplies in the tree line, but instead I put it behind the building. So I guess he didn't find out. And now I know one thing for sure, and that is the fact that even though my opponent is positioned very far into sea, the one good thing that I know is that they probably don't have really good logi. Or they probably have to like get logi back up here at some point, and they would have to retreat these more skies or relieve them and replace them at some point. But I don't see that happening yet, because we have, you know, we have kind of have a general idea of where his units is. Yeah, like his Spetsnaz is over there. It's still like 1 HP. So yeah, we're just gonna slowly chip away at his infantry, and even though we don't have infantry of our own, I really should have done that. And for the time being, we're just probably gonna yeah, now I see I actually have a HIMARS somewhere on the map that I completely forgot after calling it in at the beginning of the match. So, where's my HIMARS? Aha, there it is. It's at the bottom right, the bottom left-hand side of the screen. And another thing I like to do is, because your heli tab is so limited, the Super Stallion or the King Stallion, like one of the two, the one that's cheaper, is actually a very good helicopter for transporting infantry and other stuff. And what I do is I just simply yeah, time to get more snipers in the Stryker RV for spotting things. Alright, so I just drop some supplies in the back, and then I have the Lavals set up supply points all over the place. So my opponents, yeah, you can destroy one of my supply points, but I'm just gonna get another one up somewhere. I don't have a lot of supplies in one place, but that also kind of prevents me from getting sniped. Here, there happens to be a plane in our spawn, and I saw that it was actually outside the map. I was quite confused. I was like, how is that even possible? I don't think you're supposed to do that. Alright, so with the help of the troopers that have javelins, actually get to awesome javelins here and there. You know, like inform them that, hey, I have something in here. Are you gonna deal with me? Are you gonna deal with this using cruise missiles or something? I don't know. You tell me. But anyways, we're just kind of just poking here and there, applying pressures, and then just smoking up the moment that I feel like something's not right. Yeah, here we're just spacing ourselves outside of where my opponent could like use ATGMs or like RPGs to deal with me here. Yeah, just utilizing the range here, nothing special. Yeah, we push them off slowly. Oh, but then we see a tank. So what do we do here? Actually, at this point, I actually had no AT to deal with that tank. I had no clue, but I realized, wait, my Booker's shooting at him from this gap. From this gap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna poke both out and flank this tank here from the left. Sorry, I don't think I almost said links there instead of left, but I forgot to. I ran out of smokes basically. I ran out of smokes on my other Booker because I used smokes a bit too much, and what ended up happening was I didn't really protect it, but still, you know, like 19 minutes, so like about 10 minutes after we lost C, we were now finally able to bring it back. Take back C-cap. I had a minor mistake there. Should have smoked up and then retreated. Here, yeah, my friend on the right-hand side, which was playing the island, he's plotting some things, you know. He's plotting some stuff, and he kind of wants to. He's playing artillery and some other stuff, helping me out here, which is pretty nice. It is a 3v3 on the left side of the map, and so for us now, yeah, lots of javelins. I don't know where that javelin's going, but anyways, another really good thing I think the Marines have is the fact that they have access to the McClick, and the McClick is a vehicle where, oh, actually a very clutch MLRS here. It basically deals with infantry without much problems, and we're just gonna smoke my McClick up because I know this is gonna be trouble. We do kill Metis squad on the left, and unfortunately my Stryker, we didn't really survive the ship blob that, you know, I smoke up, or it was probably a bit too late for that. But our McClick does avenge our Stryker RV. The two big bombas. So yeah, even though they did have a push without a nuke's cover or something, we are able to kind of just beat them at their own game. Obviously, I do think that it probably would have been better if my opponents did use tanks more often in this map, because at least in C, because for us, for the US, we don't have cluster cruise missiles. We have to use like helis or some other stuff, and obviously he could invest in the shroud because the guy on my flank, he clearly has no like tors or packs in the back. We have helis actually just standing near the ridge, just shooting rockets at whoever comes into sea and challenges our position here, which is also very interesting. So that, but then on the other hand, if we did play more tanks, we would also use more Marines and small teams. So I feel like at the end of the day, like these guys, maybe they're a bit more arty focused, so this is how we're gonna play, and that's also that's how I find this deck to be very, very, very versatile. In the meantime, we actually have 2 HIMARS on the field, just existing here, just to well, I have 2 of them, probably because I just previously, oh, but here comes another nuke. As you can see, this is the second nuke. I think this one was even better setup than our last one. They have the MPs come in. This time I had my radar turn off and then turn it on, but it actually intercepted the faster M3 missile, so the second nuke actually came over and deleted all the stuff I had in C. But to be honest, it wasn't that bad, you know. We only lost maybe 500 points worth of units, and unfortunately our pack actually died to the Koalitia because the moment that it shot, they were already aiming their Koalitias at me, and you could tell how well coordinated this was. All right, like they had this everything set up here. But on the other hand, at least thankfully this time I was decent enough to make sure that not all my units were inside C. And when they try to push stuff into C, with the help of our friends, ooh, big bomba. I think that was from Blade or something. Like he was using some Hornet or like whatever. But because like they invested so much into their air and their seed and their nukes, what we could do here instead was actually just simply you wouldn't have the Shorad to deal with the helis, you wouldn't have tanks to support his infantry. So even though like yeah, the nuke is absolutely perfect, you know, there's no way I could have intercepted that without having more packs or just a CRAM. Honestly, where the hell is my CRAM? But still, the good news is no one gained points, even though they nuked us. And I think that's a good thing, because at least, oh, okay, that just two-tapped my mid-click. I don't think I should put my mid-click there, even though I personally think it's a good spot. But still, with the help of my team, we actually have a bunch of airborne squads inside of C now. And we're just gonna start using artillery to just clear these tree lines that might have or might not have a supply point in them. Also gonna just clean everything out here. I might just skip a little bit here actually, because this is just 2 minutes of zero action. Oops. Alright, so yeah, here we are. They actually tried to use helis to deal with my Booker, so I kind of just dove into these tree lines, and I thought to myself, okay, I wanna shoot those helis. In the meantime, I had an F-35 out. I didn't really know what to bomb with it, and just had it loitering around because I wanted to kill his Koalitias. You see, I really wanted to kill his Koalitias. That was another guy that was trying to push me again. So I thought to myself, okay, what I'm gonna do is probably just gonna try to kill the other helicopter over here, and then after that, I'm probably just gonna, yeah. Here I actually wanted to go for the TOS, but I realized I have no fuel. So yeah, well, the Booker dies, but still good enough. We're just gonna stock up with more troopers and retreat the transports. And this is when something sparked in my head, you know, like an idea. I thought to myself, okay, there's only one guy in what do you call it, in C. Actually, there's two more here, guys with airbornes, but I mean, thanks to them I could hold the C. But still, the idea I had in mind is, what if I bring the fight to them, right? I don't make them nuke me. Yeah, sure, they can still save up nukes for me, but what if I just attack them, right? If I attack them and they don't don't have enough infantry on the front to defend, they only save up points and then send the infantry in from their spawn, then I probably have some more, like, a bit of wiggly space to get into their lines, right? Also here, I finally decided to push my Fort Con in. Did I? I have no clue. Oh, hello, Fighting Falcon. Oh, but then I see his Coalitias. I see the Coalitias. Send it! That's 3 Coalitias, please! I do get spotted here. I also am under the firm beliefs that this man did in fact out, but we do get one. Oh, does he get out? Does he get out? Oh, he actually gets out. He does not get out. Okay. But I guess one Coalitia for 290 points. So we sent them a message. We also could have gotten all 3 of them, but okay. This plane was actually meant for the BMP rushes, but I just happened to have it out. Then okay, now worth. Yeah, he definitely moved his Coalitia. This man was more. This guy honestly just cares more about microing his Coalitias than actually playing the game, having a front line, which is I thought that was what Baltisk is all about, you know. But I guess spamming artillery also works. So thanks to our good airborne Marine friend here on the right, he's actually been trying to push into their home cap, and I thought to myself, hey, why don't I join in on the fun as well? So I also have a convoy coming in, and with the recon we have right now, we actually have a lot of his just tanks here, just spotted. Not sure why he's just leaving it there. I'm pretty sure those tanks were meant for my bookers, you know. The moment I poke a booker out, he's gonna shoot it, but he doesn't know why I see them. He doesn't know I see them. And there goes an F-35. Bomba! Also, a while back, I used to think that I would like to have CQC Forcon, and it was until recently I started to use standoff force recon, and they turned out to be pretty decent. You know, they have AT4s, they have 500 meters of range, and you know, sometimes it's just pretty nice to have a squad that can also beat other units at range. This is some coordinated laser guided stuff here, and the best part about this is we also happen to like disable the engine of that Tor. So we have packs, we have a lot of stuff. We also have artillery going after him, so kudos to the guy on my right. I kind of forgot which whether it was Protrice, or I honestly have no idea how to pronounce his name, or Dragoon, or actually not Dragoon, Sand Dude. So for us now, I'm just gonna reinforce G, because I know if they're coming into C, they're probably gonna nuke us. Also, I wanted to mention something else. So I'm pretty sure here I was telling my friends, hey, get out of C, they might nuke it. And the next thing was whether my opponents would be nuking C again, because here's the thing though, like, if you keep nuking the same spot, I'm gonna spread all my units, I'm gonna hide behind a door somewhere, like Wolverine did in Japan back in the day. Historically accurate, by the way. Or are they just gonna nuke a place with more populated units, as you can see over here? Because the thing in previous phases is that they nuked me to gain ground at C. But sometimes you have to make a decision, right? You can only nuke one place at a time. This is your ultimate, even though it's like pretty much invincible. Like, there's no way I can actually stop that without like investing heavily into packs, and I still might fail. So what they've been doing previously is they had B, and they didn't have C because they never focused C. So they saved up and then they nuked it and then they pushed into it. But now things are a bit different. We have G, we have C. We also have B, even though like B's kind of like, you know, a bit wobbly. We don't really know if we're gonna hold B at all. They're artillerying all the time with TAs, with everything. A also seems extremely difficult to take. So yeah, we don't know. Like, they have to decide where they're gonna nuke, because they only nuke one side of the map. And what's gonna happen is, because they can only nuke one side of the map, that is also what I think was a good call, you know? If I force them to play as many fronts as possible, then they would, and they can only push one flank at a time with this strategy, then maybe, you know, we'll thin out their force and we'll eventually like succeed. And that being said, this is a very a BMD push. Okay, what are you gonna expect from it when we just pop out Marine and small teams out from buildings, just waiting for them to get into yeah, basically okay, like a 15-man versus 18-man. Like good luck with that, by the way. Like those guys are just gone instantly. So that push was pretty much useless, and I'm just gonna pull out there. I'm gonna send my Lavel and then see what happens with the guy. Good luck, Lavel. And yeah, now with 6 minutes on the clock, they have to do something, right? This is not looking good for them because okay, regardless of the score of kill points, even the caps don't look too good for them. And it seems like they're gonna start by breaking through my flank, and yeah, that does feel like exactly what they're trying to do. So I'm just gonna try holding here. Also, I think there is a bug with panicked infantry, and that is if your infantry that is panicked goes into a transport, it stays panicked until it gets out of the transport. I'm not sure if this is the case. I could be delusional. Anyways, here I probably fired my MLRs as a bit too soon. I think it's on hold fire, and in fact I felt like my opponents were just gonna nuke A and B, so I actually sent my CRM over there to help and see what would happen. This is gonna be another push they try to send into D and to G. Although, to be honest, if they saved up for a bit longer, like let's say they had the previous BMD push along with the 2 Terminators and a couple more like this, what we're currently seeing now, then maybe I'm pretty sure they would have been able to push through G without much of a hassle. So here it comes, everything, basically everything. Like here comes a bigger push. I'm also wondering where my HIMARS were earlier in this game. But yeah, it seems like, yeah, they're finally gonna get into G at this point. But on the other hand, there's 4 minutes left, right? They still need C to do something, and they're probably gonna nuke C. And yeah, okay, they're gonna take G for certain. So it's gonna come at some point. The nuke is gonna fly over here and probably delete all of us. Just gonna have to wait for get some reinforcements in to see, make sure they don't take it or we don't lose C. Otherwise, it's gonna be a complete draw. But the good news is they haven't really wiped out everything in G. We still have stuff going on, and as you can see here, like we still have some units here, right? We still have some units. We could technically push into G again and give them quite a headache. I also spotted an S300 here, and I'm gonna sneak up with my Fortcon and just blast it. And here comes the final nuke. This is also a genius idea from I'm not sure who this man is, but props to him for actually going after the T-160 before it could even use the nuke. Kills the nuke carrier, and it's so over. 07 Hornet. So yeah, what would have happened if the nuke actually came through? Probably would have been able to hold the cap, but I think the match at the end they would have turned into a fight of who has more who has the better KD, who has more kill scores and this and that. Here I kind of embarrassed myself by lasing too many units at the same time. But yeah, now at this point, like, the nuke didn't go off. Thanks to our beloved teammates. Yeah, it seems like the game is indeed over. Anyways, guys, I think, do you really need to play until the end of the match, isn't there? I mean, there is more stuff coming and just piling in, but I'm pretty sure it's as clear as day now that the game is indeed over. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna launch Broken Arrow, and I'm gonna share with you my my Baltiisk only deck. Obviously, it's not the best deck. You could, it's probably you can probably adjust it to your liking. I also wish my troopers were there when they or survived the nukes, but I guess it's too much to ask. You know, there's no way the Americans are radioactive. And the end of the match. Oh, but we do have the double CJ here. Actually, these guys are the cheaper CJs, the 265 points. You might ask me, Corn, why the fuck do you have CJs on cheaper variants? Do you not like the 4 harm CJs? And yeah, I think they're good. The only issue is sometimes two planes is scarier than one, you see. And the fact that having 2 CJs actually okay, well, okay, maybe I don't talk about it this much. People will get upset. But yeah, I do like having the CJ on the cheaper variant and just call out 2 at the same time. And that should be it. So yeah, here's the moment that we spotted. Oh, double quality, 2 TAWs, actually 3 TAWs on the left, and a bunch of cruise missiles. So yeah, these guys definitely have been spending more units on their artillery, their planes, their cruise missiles, instead of tanks and stuff on their front lines, which I think makes sense, because if they did, we would have Marines and everything else to deal with them. Obvious for me, I did so-so this game. Probably not the best. I mean the guy wasn't even on my flank, right? They were mainly playing on the left side of the map, so I was my HIMARS killed itself? What the hell? Alright, but yeah, that should be it for the replay. Right now, we're just gonna go through our Marine Marine Stryker deck. Oh, is it playing itself? Okay, there we go. Really quick, and that should be the end of the video. So I have the Marine Stryker decks for Baltiisk and not Baltiisk. So here's the thing. I do think that there are a lot of spots that you can sneak snipers up into. So I always have 4 snipers. 4 con is for just hiding in a bush somewhere. And initially I only had 1 Striker RV, but then sometimes I feel like in some maps or somewhere you might actually need 2. Like, just have 1 on the field at all times. Like earlier in the urban areas, I would at least be able to spot my opponents before they got the jump on me, or at least spot each other at the same time. In the meantime, this is a pretty standard like infantry tab. You would say troopers are bad, but I beg to differ. Obviously you need to keep them resupplied at all times. So if you do think that you don't like your supplies being blown up, then cat dragons or cat javelins, tow 2As would also be nice. I just find javelins to be more annoying than tows and other stuff because they're terminal guidance. If he doesn't smoke up or dive behind a building, then or even if he does dive behind a building, it might still connect. I could take man pads. Also another thing, I used to have this is not the deck that I played actually, but I used to have lap ADs all the time because they are amphibious. But then I kind of came to a realization where the Lav AD, if some helicopter is attacking my bookers or my infantry, then my Lav AD would need to be fairly close to the front, and that also kind of exposes it. Obviously, it does have smoke, but then I kind of like the Striker Shroud for this reason. So yeah, like if you do recall at the end of the match, we actually tried to take their home cap, right? And this is also when the not having a Lab AD also kind of cooked me, because I couldn't drive it into their lines, right? I could have, if I had a Lab AD, I would have been able to get it across the canal, but for defending my flanks against helis, then Shroud would be better. But then, or just like attacking, but then like since I had to cross a body of water, then the Lab AD would clearly be better. So this is up to you. I like Pack 2s more because they do one-shot planes, and for the MSE, I have one now just for the cheaper variant, because I realized if I just have an MSE to deal with cruise missile, then that would be pretty good. So yeah, cluster MLRS to deal with tanks or just forests. I know that I didn't utilize this enough this match. I was mainly trying to make sure that I had C, and I cleared C out. The McClake, obviously, I lost it a couple of times this match, but more often than not, this always comes back in value because of how destructive this little thing is. For the air tab, for the heli tab, I have 2 Vipers with sidewinders that deal with helis. I don't use sidearms because just like seed planes, all my opponent has to do is turn off their radar. And if it's a SHORAD, I might be even more cooked, because I might accidentally fly into the standard range of their SHORAD and then just die. For the Super Cobra, I used to run a bunch of Zunis until I realized, why not just run toes, right? I mean, it's kind of like a meme, right? It's not as good as the Hellfire. It's toe. Like, why would you run the toe instead of the Hellfire? But then it is kind of cheap, and on top of that, it still deals with BMPs relatively well, like the BMP spam, and that's why I think, okay, maybe I should try this out. And even though it did kind of die in the first nuke, but I do think it has value. So I'm gonna still keep on using them and see what happens in the future. These are just cheap Logi. For the planes, I think I used to only have one F-35B, but I have rock guys, 6 rock guys and 6 snake guys on the Fighting Falcon. Obviously it doesn't have fuel, but because you're on Baltiisk, fuel doesn't really matter. Obviously I still cannot use the afterburner at all times when I have it deployed, but as long as I make sure my afterburner is on before and after the strike, then I should be fine. And that being said, this loadout should be able to take out tanks 9 out of 10 times if as long as the attacks line up properly. The Hornet is, to be honest, it's not a very good plane at killing, but instead just some kind of like a way of annoying my opponent. Just telling him, hey, you have cruise missiles, so do I. Except mine don't kill. Mine are pacifist cruise missiles. Haha. But anyways, obviously you could also do the same thing with the Fighting Falcon, run snake eyes, rock eyes, or fire bombs even if you want, but it also has no fuel. You also have less ordnance, so it's up to you. The F-35B actually had 1, but then I realized maybe having 2 is a good idea. And then a couple CJs. I do think having 3 is nice. 2 is okay still, because I would usually call both out at the same time. The reason I do this is because it would have a faster cooldown. And the thing that this cooldown system works for plane is that the same with other units in the game, is that if I end up throwing out all 4 of my harms, then I would probably have to reload 4 harms on each plane, right? What I could do is I could just call in 1 CJ at a time and just rotate them. I just afraid of losing my CJs, so what I end up doing is I call in 2 at the same time, have them loiter in the air because I get more fuel, and because I get more AMRAMs, I also get to shoot down planes occasionally, because VDV and not motorized guards are actually quite popular at the moment. So yeah, that's the idea I have. But you know, like, this is up to you. Like, you can change your deck as much as you like. Oh wait, my vehicle tab does look kind of weird. This should not belong here. Okay. I would have a FEP probably with this, but this I kind of object to it because this dies way too easily to cluster cruise missiles nowadays. And instead I would probably rely on normal tanks and bookers. So yeah, I do believe that should be it, guys. I do thank you very much for watching today's episode of High Elo Heist. And today's heist is actually successful. Even though we will feature unsuccessful, actually I shouldn't be spoiling it, but the match before this we played the same guys, we lost, but we got them back in the end. We earned more points than we lost, so I guess it is a win. And if you ask me to feature that game, I was being rolled by Derivatias the entire game, so if you do want to watch, then sure, let me know. But I have more interesting losses than that one. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, whatever, do whatever you want. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.